Imagine two Australians. Same job, same salary, same city. The only difference between them is 10 years. One started investing at 25. The other waited until 35, told himself he'd catch up later. By the time they both turned 60, the gap between them isn't 10 years of savings. It's often over $400,000. And almost nobody waiting on the sidelines right now understands just how brutal the gap really is. Here's the number that should worry you if you're in your 30s and haven't started yet. According to modeling from Australian super funds, someone who invests $500 a month starting at 25 will retire with roughly $1.1 million by 65, assuming average long-term returns. Someone who starts the exact same $500 a month at 35 retires with around $650,000. Same contribution, same discipline, same 10 years missing, almost $500,000 gone. And it's not because of bad luck. It's because of one thing: time. This is the part most people get wrong. They think the danger of waiting is that you contribute less money overall. That's true, but it's not the real damage. The real damage is compound growth losing its most powerful years. Compounding isn't linear. It's exponential. The first 10 years of any investment do the least visible work and the most invisible heavy lifting, because that's when the base gets built that everything else grows on top of. Skip those 10 years, and you're not just missing 10 years of contributions. You're missing the 10 years your money needed to snowball. So how did we get here? Why do so many Australians wait until their late 30s or 40s to take investing seriously? 3 reasons keep showing up. The first is the "not enough money" myth. People assume investing requires thousands of dollars, so they wait until they feel ready, and that day never comes because life always finds a new expense. The truth is the entry point in Australia today is absurdly low. Managed funds and ETFs can be started with as little as $50 a week. The second reason is the housing obsession. Australians are taught from birth that property is the only real wealth vehicle, so anyone without a house deposit assumes they have no path to building wealth at all. Meanwhile, the share market has been quietly compounding in the background the entire time, ignored. The third reason is simple avoidance. Money feels stressful, so people push it to next year, and next year becomes next year again. 10 years disappear one deferred decision at a time. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable, because I want you to actually feel this number, not just hear it. If you're 35 right now, and you haven't started, waiting even one more year at $500 a month, assuming a 7% average annual return, costs you somewhere around $35,000 to $40,000 by retirement. 1 year. Not 10. 1. That's the price of "I'll start next January," but this isn't a video designed to make you panic. It's designed to make you move. Because here's the good news nobody tells you. 40 is not too late. It feels late compared to 25, but compared to 50, or 55, or never, 40 is still early. You still have 20 to 25 working years ahead of you, and that is more than enough time to build real wealth if you stop waiting for the perfect moment and start using the moment you actually have. So let's talk about what to actually do if you're 35, 40, or even 45, and you're starting from close to zero. The first move is to stop trying to time the market and start automating it. Set up a recurring investment, weekly or fortnightly, into a low-cost diversified ETF, and treat it like a bill you can't skip. The people who build wealth late aren't smarter than everyone else. They're just more consistent than everyone else. The second move is to increase your contribution rate faster than someone who started young needs to. If a 25-year-old needs $400 a month to hit a comfortable number by 65, a 40-year-old chasing the same outcome by the same age might need closer to $900 to $1,000 a month. That's not a punishment. That's just the math of less time needing more fuel. Once you know your real number, it stops being scary and starts being a plan. The third move is using superannuation as a second engine, not just a retirement afterthought. Salary sacrificing even a modest extra amount into super, taxed at 15% instead of your marginal rate, can meaningfully close the gap left by a late start, especially if you push it hard in your 40s and 50s while your income is at its highest. The fourth move is cutting the false comparison. Stop measuring your progress against the guy who started at 22. That comparison only produces shame, and shame doesn't build wealth, action does. Measure yourself against where you were last year, not against a stranger's decade-long head start. The fifth move is protecting the momentum once you build it. The most common mistake late starters make isn't starting late. It's starting strong for 8 months and then quietly stopping the moment life gets expensive again. Consistency over 20 years beats intensity over 2. Here's the honest truth. Waiting until 40 does cost you real money. There's no version of this where that isn't true. But the far bigger cost, the one that actually ruins retirements in this country, isn't starting 10 years late. It's never starting at all, or starting and quitting 5 times before you're 45. The version of you at 40 who begins today, consistently, for the next 25 years, will always beat the version of you who keeps waiting for a better time that isn't coming. So if this is you, if you're 35, 38, 42, and you've been putting this off, here's what to do this week. Open whatever investment or super platform you already have access to and check what you're actually contributing right now, not what you think you're contributing. Set up one automatic transfer, even a small one, before you close this app. And stop waiting for the year you feel ready, because that year was never going to come on its own. Australia rewards people who start, not people who wait for permission. The gap between 25 and 40 is real, but the gap between 40 and never is the one that actually decides how your retirement looks. If this helped you see your own timeline a little more clearly, hit the like button and subscribe to Nexus of Finance so you don't miss what's coming next. I'll see you there.